Hi, hello, how are you? My name is Sarah from Sara's Reading Nook. So grab some Timmies, grab some toques, grab a sweater or a comfy blanket, and don't forget your slippers. Because we are kicking off and welcoming you to the Canada Reads 2021 Read-Along. So if you are new here, welcome to my channel. Me and my cat Olivia, we make videos and we post them every single Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. As long as our schedule agrees. And we have a lot of fun here. We talk about books. We chill out with our cats. Or you can vicariously chill out with my cat with me. I mean, you really can't go wrong with cats. That's what I always say. And though she may not be here right now, she is supervising from afar. And by supervising, I mean sleeping. So let's talk about the Canada Reads 2021 Read-Along. Now, this is a read-along that is being hosted by myself and Laura from Laura Reads Pages. And my apologies that this is going up late, but I've had some technical issues. But we should be good today. So this read-along is going from February the 3rd, which has passed, to March the 8th. There are 5 books that we are hoping to read during this time. And these are all books that are contenders for the Canada Reads 2021 Awards competition. The goal of the read-along is to read as many of the contenders as possible. But I find that in the bookish community, we don't really have a lot of Canadian books that are read by booktubers. Us Canadians, we have books too. Like, we have amazing authors. For example, have you ever heard of a little book called The Handmaid's Tale? It's by Margaret Atwood. It's amazing. And you might have heard of an author, a poet, who is named Rupi Kaur, Canadian. So it's about time we start talking about Canadian books. Gosh darn it. H-E double hockey sticks, yeah. So I find that the best Canadian books really have such a rich representation. So Canada Reads tends to try to incorporate these different types of diverse representations within their novels. For example, this year we have Indigenous literature, we have stories of immigrants or Canadians with immigrant heritage, a variety of different cultures, because there is no one Canadian story. Now, in this cycle of Canada Reads, Laura and I are focusing on the English-speaking contenders, but we definitely invite you to check out the French-written books as well. So yeah, our goal is to read just as many of these books as we can. So these books will be discussed during the Canada Reads 2021 debates, and that can be accessed through CBC Radio. So one of the cool things is that Canada is quite a big country, and I have lived on the West Coast my entire life. I'm from British Columbia, and Laura is from the East Coast. So I predict that might have an effect or impact on how we consume or like what we think about these books. I'm not trying to stir up a West Coast versus East Coast debate, but I will say the West Coast is pretty awesome. Just saying. So I'm just going to go through the different books, give you a couple of sentences about what they are about, and we are starting with The Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk, and that is going to be defended by Rosie Ade. So here's the synopsis. In the fantasy novel The Midnight Bargain, Beatrice is making her debut at bargaining season, an annual event where wealthy young men and women gather from all over the world to make advantageous marriages. But she harbors secret plans that will upend society. Rather than get married, Beatrice plans to bind a greater spirit and become a full magician. How amazing. I'm so looking forward to this one. Oh, and of course, here's Olivia. Hi. She has gone from supervisor to participant. So I'm so looking forward to this book because it looks like a very interesting, social commentary with fantasy elements throughout. I mean, that sounds really awesome. And C.L. Polk is a fantasy writer from Calgary. So if you don't know where Calgary is, that is more on the western side of Canada, and it is in southern Alberta. And Rosie Aday is a 3-time Canadian Olympian. Really looking forward to this one. Okay, so the next book I have actually already read. It is Two Trees Make a Forest by Jessica J. Lee. And to give you a bit of background, it's a nonfiction book that explores how geographical forces are interlaced with our family stories. So this was a very interesting book. It goes over her Taiwanese heritage. And Scott Hellman, who I haven't heard of before, however, he is a songwriter, singer-songwriter, who's been nominated for a Juno Award. So Juno Awards are like Canada's music awards. And Jessica J. Lee is a British-Canadian Taiwanese author. Okay, next book is one I am very, very excited to read. It is called Johnny Appleseed, and it is by Joshua Whitehead. And this one is being defended by Devery Jacobs. But in this book, you see Johnny, who leaves his reserve and has to find a way to support himself in order to make ends meet in a big city. And I'll just read a quote by Devery Jacobs. This novel needs to be read. It is a love story to indigiqueer two-spirit people and the women of our communities. It finds the cracks of light and darkness, which is exactly what we need in 2021 to find those cracks of light. So Devery Jacobs is a Mohawk actor and filmmaker, and Joshua Whitehead is actively pursuing his PhD. Okay, so then we have Hench by Natalie Zena Walshots, and this one I know very little about. So a bit of the synopsis. Hench is a novel about Anna, a woman who pays the bills by doing administrative work for villains. But when an incident involving the world's most popular superhero leaves her injured and gets her fired, Anna realizes what happened to her isn't unique, and she might have the means to take down the so-called hero who hurt her. How? With every office worker's secret weapon, data. Sounds super interesting. And so Natalie is actually from Toronto, and Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, he is an actor, writer, comedian, and he can be seen in CBC's Kim's Convenience and Disney's The Mandalorian. And finally, the book that I am the most looking forward to reading is Butter Honey Pig Bread by Francesca Equiasi. And this is being defended by Roger Mooking. And so he could be seen on the Food Network, on Man Fire Food, Greatest American, Everyday Exotic, Heat Seekers. And I didn't know this, but he's actually also a recording artist. Francesca Equiasi, she's a writer, filmmaker, and visual artist. And she was born in Lagos, Nigeria, and currently lives in Halifax. So she is living on the East Coast. Now, Butter Honey Pig Bread, what is that about? So it's about twin sisters and their mother, who believe she was a spirit who was supposed to die as a small child. By staying alive, she is cursing her family, a fear that appears to come true when one of her daughters experiences something that tears the family apart and divides the twins for years. But when the three women connect years later, they must confront their past and find forgiveness. Super intriguing, and just sounds like an absolutely perfect read. I have been seeing this one everywhere. It is all over the Canada Reads hashtag right now, and honestly, it just looks like a phenomenal book. So Olivia right now, she's just like snooping around. It's a windy day. A windy, cold day in Canada. What's new? Anyhow, those are the contenders and also the champions that are representing them. So Laura and I, we invite you to join us along with the Canada Reads Readalong. Our goal is to post a vlog, probably at the end of the month, just going over our experience reading these books. And after, we want to have a video where we discuss and react to the actual debates. Now, I've never actually listened to the full debates because I've never read all of the books. However, this year it's going to be different, right? Because I'm like putting it out to the world, inviting everyone. Let's read these books. Let's have a good time. And my goal is just for you guys to be introduced to some Canadian books. Learn a little bit about Canada. Like I said, there's no one Canadian story. There are so many different backgrounds, so many different cultures. So I think that if you are interested in reading about Canada, Canada Reads is a very good place to start. Please check out my blog, and please check out Laura's video as well, where she goes over Canada Reads Readalong. I will also include more information about the books and also to find information about CBC books. So that is everything for today. Bye!